start trying your dad more, or did you start trying your mom more?
My dad, because of the
Okay,
fact I was actually afraid of my mom.
interesting.
I was not.
Y'all ever get into like a physical fight?
My dad and I.
Yeah.
Nah. I did make him tap out in the front yard before though, one
Oh
time.
wow. Okay.
But yeah, I got him in chokehold. Like he went down. Like we was just playing wrestling or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he went down. I
I
got
like
that
that you
head
had
locking.
to clear that
Yeah,
up. Like
cause
you were play fighting.
yeah, cause if you're not black, you might not understand. So this I just gotta just put that out there.
So you have a sister. She's older, right? Or young?
Younger. I'm
Younger.
I'm the middle child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your father have you slap box your siblings?
No. In fact, my brother didn't grow up with us.
Okay.
Like he grew up in Jersey. So because it was just me and my sister, there was no such thing as playful slap boxing. I accidentally I accidentally punched her one time. And that's
Yeah.
because I was running through the house. You know how you jump downstairs or something like that, your hands just kind of like go out sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hand went out and I was jumping into the family room. I didn't realize my fist was balled up.
Oh, accidentally.
Yeah, I'm just like just having fun. I think
You're
I was
just
just
a
like,
little boy. Y'all just do
yeah,
reckless shit.
yeah.
Running around the house with your fist ball.
I don't know why I did it, but that I caught her like it wasn't like full flush, but I was like man, I think like a little knuckle grazed her. Oh my god. Yo, you'd have thought I took like a folding chair and like slapped her over the head with it like in WWE.
Oh, so she was like crying about it.
No, that's how mad my dad was. I mean
Oh,
she may have been crying a little bit, but I don't think it was anything like significant. But she told my dad, oh man, yo, nah.
yeah.
So there was no such thing as slap boxing with my sister. We like
Well,
at all.
where we grew up inside of the Berry household, my dad would have me and my brother slap box. He would have us wrestle. And for a minute there, I was kind of dominating, and it was
Mm-hmm.
right when Charles's strength really kicked in, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
one slap box battle where where he caught me. I was like, yeah, we're done with this. We can resolve conflict by talking now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Growing up with the opposite sex sibling is it's a learning. I actually think it kind of helps you. It prepares you for, especially when you're like close in age. I think
Mhm.
it kind of prepares you for how to treat the opposite gender, like when you're in a relationship.
What a great segue.
Yeah. Welcome everyone.
Welcome. Hi. Welcome to Venus and Mars, episode 3 in 3 years. We do an episode a year.
Hey, look, no, we picked it up this year though. We picked
Yeah,
it
we
up
did.
this year. We did. I think we did like maybe one or two last year. This is like maybe four. So
Yeah,
we're picking up. We're
for
doing
sure.
good.
So, for those who don't know, my name is Janine, aka Nina, aka Claudette, aka a bunch of things. We'll probably say a couple of names later. And this is my co host,
I'm Derrick, aka what? Clive.
Clive Vine.
Clive.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
And these are our West Indian names
Yes,
that we gave
yes,
each
yes.
other. So you were talking about, which is a perfect segue into what we really wanted to talk about today, but growing up with the opposite sex sibling, it
Mhm.
prepares you for interacting with the opposite sex once you like go out into the world and start dating and just
Yeah,
interacting and stuff. What
yeah,
do you think
yeah.
you learned from having a sister?
Um, I think I actually kind of learned the I guess let me not say that. You know what? Okay, communication in terms of like being able to, because I can't say I fully learned communication with that because I think like within the last year is when I fully understood communication within a relationship. But I would say maybe like being a little more sensitive to how a woman feels. that's probably within the realm of communication. I would say that's probably the thing that I learned
Mm,
with having a sister. I think, like again, like I said before, when you're closer in age, it helps prepare you for that because when you have like 4 to 7 years in between, you don't care. Like,
right. You're
not like
kind of
you don't
raising
love
yourself.
them, but yeah,
Yeah.
you don't interact with them like that. Like my
Yeah.
sister and I grew up together. We basically grew up as twins. We're 14 months
Mhm.
apart.
Oh yeah, y'all are
So
twins.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So so it it helps within that. I can't say what she learned, but I know one of the biggest things for me was being able to be a little more sensitive with communicating with women in
I can
general.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's a positive thing. I think what I learned was kind of negative because even though me and my brother are close in age, I'm the oldest.
Hmm.
My mom is Hispanic. And when you're the oldest daughter to a Latina mom, you're kind of raised to like take care of the house and to
Right.
like take care of things.
Right.
And so, like, I think because we were so close in age, but I was like taking care of him too. Like I was in charge
Hmm.
to make sure like everything got taken care of. I had to like protect him and all that shit and kind of like hold his hand and like delegate things. And I think I kind of without knowing it, I kind of was doing that in relationships as well. Like kind of falling into the caretaker role
Yeah.
versus a partnership. Like we're supposed to be doing things together. Kind
Right.
of shouldn't have to take the lead on all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's I mean, it's interesting because I think different people learn different things. I think it's very beneficial to have a sibling like that close. Um, it kind of forces you to um check yourself a little bit though. It does. It does, especially like when your parents reprimand you or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get checked real quick. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I find it interesting.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Well,
let's get into the meat of it because the biggest thing we've been having this conversation off and on for what, the last month or two.
I think we should just like screen record all of our text message conversations, and then before we record any other show, just hit record and then piece together everything
Yeah,
and
yeah,
turn it into episodes.
yeah. Yeah, because we have some really great conversations. I think one of the biggest things that and I should probably you should probably take the lead on this because you had the
the thing,
yeah, you
thing.
had the whole situation that you kind of needed to get into. So I think you should lead this one.
All right. So I think what we've been hearing a lot of ever since people learned about therapy and
Yeah.
there's been a lot of like buzzwords is vulnerability. Everyone talks about vulnerability
Hmm.
and do you, I feel when I hear it, it's mostly in regards to like men, like women saying, "Oh, like I wish that men were more vulnerable." But
Hmm.
from a man's point of view, even though I do think y'all should be, do you also feel like there's a need for women to be more vulnerable too? Because I think I had to realize what the definition of vulnerability was for me to
What was that
understand
for
that
you?
I wasn't. I think for women, vulnerability is just like feelings, right? Like this broad ass category of feelings. And we think that that just means like, we're supposed to tell each other that we love each other and everything's amazing and I think you're great and like I just want to share feelings. But vulnerability is really like honesty, just being 100% honest inside of a situation about yourself and your partner,
Hmm.
and being able to navigate the uncomfortableness of those honest conversations.
Right. Yeah. So I think we do want you. I think we do want that vulnerability as well. But I think with us though, what we need is that understanding that it's okay for us to be vulnerable. You know how like it takes, because especially when you're in the right relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a long time for us to actually, like, as men, to feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with the right one.
Yeah.
Or the right one for you. Let me say it, because I don't know if I we'll get into that later. But
Yeah.
I I think that when you're with that person, like it takes such a long time. Like I think I've only had one relationship where I've actually been able to open up like
Mm-hmm.
that. And that's, I think, I would say about 2.5, 3 years before I could actually feel like it was okay to open up.
2 or 3, try like 10 plus. Me and my husband have known each other since 2009. We've been married for 4 going on 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was just within this past year and some change where I feel like we both were able to take off the shield of like not wanting to fuck up and to be vulnerable.
Right.
And what I learned is that from a man standpoint, I think that y'all have this pressure of feeling like your purpose is to be able to provide and to be able to figure shit out, and that we don't have time to deal with feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And that prevents y'all from opening up and being vulnerable about your weaknesses or fears or shortcomings. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had to learn for me, like, as much as I talk about love and like I want us to be close or whatever, I was not comfortable with owning up to my bullshit, right? And I know
Yeah.
as women, like we never want to say we're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes we do be wrong,
Oh
and
yeah.
sometimes we do handle things wrong as hell.
Yes.
And I had to have a conversation and just open up the floor like, hey, so I've been feeling low. I've been feeling bad. I've been feeling like I failed because I didn't handle X, Y, and Z right. Right. And that
Mm-hmm.
was the first time that I was honest about just honestly feeling that way, because I also, because I'm the oldest and I'm like the person that my siblings and cousins look up to. So like I always have to do things right. There's
Mm-hmm.
that subliminal pressure of I can't mess up ever. And
Yeah.
so I was bringing that into the relationship as well. Like I have this fuck it, I'll do it type mindset, and sometimes me doing that kind of messes it up even more.
Well, yeah, because of the fact that you end up having like two alphas in a relationship, because and not all men are alpha male. Let me put that out there. We're not all alpha males, but just like for the sake of conversation, when you end up doing that, like it almost feels as if you're like coming into our role,
Yeah.
or taking over our role, and then
Mhm.
it kind of feels like almost emasculating type of
Yeah,
like
like
thing.
you don't trust me to handle it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I think with like you said earlier that is something about the feelings aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know that we I kind of feel like it's more so not even that we just don't want to get in touch with feelings sometimes. I like it more so, like, at least for me. I'm gonna just speak for me. I'm not gonna speak for all
We can
men.
only speak for ourselves here.
Yeah, for me, uh, 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 it has felt as if, who really gives a damn about how I feel? So, like, what's the purpose of me actually expressing my feelings or expressing my thoughts, or being honest about how I see things, or if I don't fully agree? Because at the end of the day, it's going to get shot down anyway. So why speak about it? Why speak about it? Just
Why do you
do.
feel like it'll be shut down though? Like
Depends
where
on
are
what
you
that
getting
is. I mean, it depends on what it is, but I think that's sometimes, trying to like, because like sometimes like you're just too tired to like get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And while I know, what's the right way to say this? I don't. It's not that I don't really have a problem with confrontation. You know,
Right.
I like if there's something that needs to be addressed, I'll address it head on, no problem. But there are times where it feels like it's a waste of my energy to speak about something in the moment because of the fact that I don't know that it's fully going to be received well. Because sometimes I feel like what I say is isn't fully understood. You hear what I'm saying, you don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying.
You're too passionate about whatever we have going on right now to even try to understand my side.
Right. Right. So your ability to actually process how I feel in the moment, it's it's almost neglectful. Let me put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it comes across. So like me actually saying something at that time, I don't really like care to do the whole sweeping the thing under the rug thing.
Yeah.
I rather just address it. But there have been times where I'm just like, you know what? I rather not get into it because I'm just so exhausted. And I know if I say XYZ now, it's not gonna be received well,
Right.
So
I
I think
think
that
as a
that blocks out
partner,
the vulnerability.
and I think as a partner, like understanding how your partner communicates is a big thing. Like
Yeah.
you have some of us who are like, oh, I feel this way. We need to talk about it right now. And then you
Right.
have others who are like, yes, I feel a way. I'm acknowledging we're going through something, but I need a minute to just gather my thoughts because if I
Mm-hmm.
speak right now, you're not going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of accepting your partner's honesty, yo. Like, and then believe what they say too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like don't ask for your partner to be honest and then when they are honest with you, you get on the defense because it's not what you wanted to hear.
That's the whole thing that about this whole idea of can you accept vulnerability? Can women fully like because I actually sent you a post about that. I think that's another thing we talked about. Um, but it was about like can can women or do women actually want vulnerability from their men?
We
And
say we do,
and
but no, we don't.
I don't think y'all do. At least a lot of you. I
Yeah.
don't think you do because we can sometimes put something out just as a feeler. And in those moments when I feel like if I'm throwing something out just to kind of like see how you react, if you react like real like jumpy or whatever, or it's just kind of like harsh, eh,
Now I'm not talking to you anymore.
what's the point?
And I think
What's
that
the point?
a conversation that I have a lot with my friend, shout out to Mo, is she has this argument that men love their side chicks more than they love their main. And it's because the side chick is kind of like the friend that they can like
Mm-hmm.
really talk to and be themselves with without any
Mm-hmm.
type of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like they have to put on this mask or be this one person inside of the actual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn how to be a side piece inside of my
Mm-hmm.
marriage. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we have to be friends and like we have to be friends outside of just like hanging out and like doing cool things. We have to be friends to where we have those conversations where you're just putting it all out there and genuinely feel like the other person isn't judging you.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and Jude had deep conversation where we both were just kind of just being open about the things that we feel like we failed at, things that we want to do, our goals, etc. Um, and one conversation, he basically told me like the things that he was struggling with as a married man, which I had never even considered. Like
Mm-hmm.
he told me that he deals with temptation. And
Mm-hmm.
that's vulnerable and that's honest. And of course that happens, but he's never came out and actually said it to me before. So
Mm-hmm.
him saying it to me now makes it real.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to catch myself because out of all the things we talked about and all the great things he said about me and how much he loved me, in the back of my mind I was like, who was this bitch that got you tempted?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I had to catch myself and be like, okay. So he was honest about a moment, and he was honest about the fact that he was struggling with it,
Mm-hmm.
but he was also honest in how he worked through it and how he removed himself from it, and it made me appreciate him even more.
What was your reaction in the moment, though? Like, what did you say?
Oh, temptation. Okay. But we had also been drinking and stuff. So like
Yeah.
I don't condone drinking and smoking, even though like that's part of my life. But like
Yeah.
do whatever you and your partner need to do to create a space where like you're comfortable. And for
Mm-hmm.
us, like it's going out, having a drink, smoking, like just creating a space. And for whatever reason, this night, like it was just we just let it all hang out. And so I didn't say anything that night, like I was like cracking jokes as if like it didn't bother me, but it was on the like it was on my mind heavy like for a full 24 hours.
And he knows it.
And he definitely knew it. He was like, did I keep it too real
Yeah.
last? I was like, no, it's fine. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
But I did have a couple of follow-up questions like, so when you say temptation, what do you mean by that? What does it
Mm-hmm.
mean for you? And like we just continued to have the conversation until I felt comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I think every things happen in due time. Had we had that conversation like a year ago, I can't guarantee that I would have handled it in that same manner. Like I would have gotten really defensive and I would have made it about me. I think that that's the thing that women do too. We
Mm.
always make it about us. Even if
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with us, it's like, oh, so you're saying I am not doing this right. You're saying that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not fine enough. You're saying that my da da da. Bitch, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and that's another thing. Like we can actually be going through stuff or deal like see, this is the thing. Women women talk about guys going to therapy and stuff like that. But then you know what that process of therapy actually does? Like that forces you to actually like look at past trauma. So when you're going through the moments of facing that past trauma and you're dealing with stuff, like it you can sometimes express it in different ways. Like
Yeah.
it can sometimes come out through just how you you know close a door or like
If you're
if you
slamming
say
doors in my house, we
something
can talk about it now, sir. Go
like
ahead.
I mean
Wait,
but whatever it
I don't care
is,
what you going through.
see, but that's the thing, like it's one of those things where if that happens, now we're in the doghouse because like you're upset, you think it's about you. It's got nothing to do with you.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
I was listening to a comedy podcast and I forget which comic said it, but he was just basically like going to like adulting is realizing going to therapy just makes you realize how everybody else in inside of your life actually needed therapy. Like
Mm-hmm.
your parents needed therapy, your best friend probably needed therapy, the person you're with is dealing with shit and they need therapy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going through this journey of unpacking and trying to grow and trying to evolve and like letting things go,
Mm-hmm.
the person you're with is not there yet. When you start to unpack things and it starts to make them realize things about themselves,
Yeah.
If they're not there, then the reaction is not going to be what you want it to be or need it to be.
Right. Saying, and you know what, it almost is weird because what happens when you're going through something like this and it's not the right relationship for you? You know what I'm saying? Like how are you able to process what you're dealing with if the partner you have isn't supportive? And that's the thing, like we just want support. We want love and support.
I think
And
you all also need to be clear on what that looks like for you, because love and support for everybody looks different. Like
for
some
sure.
people are like, "Hey, I just need you to be here. I need to vent. I'm not looking for any feedback necessarily. I'm not looking for you to fix it. I just need to get this off my chest."
For
Other
sure.
people want that interaction and want you to kind of go through it with them to try to see a different perspective.
Yeah,
So you have to make sure that you're clear about what you need in that moment, because
for
we
sure.
are mind readers as much as we would like to think that we are.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. And that's another thing. Like women think or act, I can't say think, but act as if we can read their minds. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that's frustrating when you're trying to actually be vulnerable because you're like you want to say something to your partner, but then you're sitting there like, yo, okay, hold on. If I say this, 'cause that's what ends up happening. Like you end up doing that what if thing. Like, so if I say this, what if I say this? And if I say this, what's the chain reaction? Like,
Hmm.
how's she gonna react? What's my reaction to her reaction? What's the where can this branch off? Like it's
Yeah.
not it's it builds up anxiety for me.
Yeah.
It builds up anxiety when something like that happens because it's like that's what I was talking about earlier. I almost sometimes rather not say some things in the moment because I'm going through that whole I'm thinking about the whole chain reaction of everything.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not the right time. If it's like
Yeah.
I might be feeling some type of way, but if I'm not in the mood to express it or it's not the right time, it might be real late. I don't have the energy for the conversation. Like there's other things and I think sometimes like we're expected to
Just be present
just say it, just
when
like
I
no,
want you to be
but
there.
like
Yeah.
but no, like we're expected. Let me put it like this: I feel as if sometimes women, I feel as if women have the time, like are given that grace period to process their feelings,
Okay.
and we're not. Almost like if we feel some type of way about something, we have to express it like right then and there or something like that. And if we don't, it's kind of like we're holding back or something.
All right. So I deal with this, but I think this is why men and women's Venus and Mars, our perspectives are so different.
Mm-hmm.
I am dealing with, not dealing with, I am in a loving relationship with
Mm-hmm.
a Capricorn Jamaican man from Jersey, right? So let's just start peeling back layers,
The
okay? Because
brethren.
so there's a lot of layers. But if you know about Capricorns, like y'all are like kind of introverted. Like I am gonna deal with it before before I present it to anyone, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes. Even though
even
I'm
though
not a
I can
Capricorn, but yes, I agree
tell,
with that.
yeah. So even though I can tell you're going through something,
Mm-hmm.
your energy is off. You're
Mm-hmm.
not talking to me about it, which leaves me room and time to try to assume and put things together and think it's my fault when it absolutely isn't,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then by
Mm-hmm.
the time you do come out and say something, if my reaction isn't what you want it to be, you suddenly automatically feel like I don't understand you. It's not that I don't understand you, but you've been like you've been holding this for weeks before you even brought it to me. So you've had time to process it and you've made up your mind about it. And you feel like I should be where you are after 2 weeks, 5 minutes after you tell me about it, which isn't fair.
I think both are true. I think both are true.
Both can be true.
I think both are true because it's. I didn't even realize I was doing that in my last relationship. I can be completely honest about that. I don't. I don't. I think. I think it probably hit me around this summer where I figured out. I was like, oh, that's exactly what was going on. Yeah, because there's a lot of times where like if I if I feel some type of way about something and I know it's not the right time to talk about it, try to process it. I'll even talk about it with some friends, and that kind of helps me think about things or whatever. All around, all the while, she got no idea what's going on. So
Like
I
oblivious.
yeah, so I can agree with that. I think it's one of those things where it's just kind of like you have to like what you and Jude did. I think is great because you set that time aside to actually discuss different things and
Yeah.
actually like be vulnerable. Excuse me. I think like what a lot of people don't do is like they're not intentional with it. So it's almost like some people are vulnerable, but they're not they're not intentional with like actually scheduling like actually like
Yeah.
sit downs.
Yeah.
so then you like inadvertently say something or whatever, I'm just being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Then it starts an argument and
I'm just being
like
vulnerable.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let me ask you something because based off all of this, like when I was saying earlier, being like having this vulnerability with a partner and not is not the right person for you. What is your thought process on the whole soulmate thing?
I think I think soulmates, I think we grew up with the wrong definition of soulmates. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when we think of soulmates, we automatically think it means like an intimate partner. Like this is a
Mm-hmm.
person that I want to grow old with. And it's like this romantical thing, which it can be.
Mm-hmm.
But I've said before, I feel like my best friends are my soulmates. Like, and maybe it's romantic, kind of, sort of, maybe, but it's platonic as hell. Like, just someone who is thoughtful, who is constantly considering you.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as y'all link, like your energy is up and it's just a good time and like you all are finishing each other's sentences and thoughts. Like I think that that's a soulmate. So I think the conversation or the question was, do we feel like we can have more than one? I think so.
Okay,
For
so do you think that the concept of soulmate and the one like are two different things? We've just conflated the two.
yep. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Never thought about it
Yeah.
like that.
I think the one is like you are my person. Like you are who I want to fight with. You're who I want to make love to. You're who I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like you're who I want to do life with.
Yeah.
Um, good, bad, ups, downs, skinny, fat, sickness through health, all of that.
Yeah.
You're my person. And I think and yes, they have taken soulmate and the one and made it one thing, and I don't think it's the same thing.
Yeah, because like, so I like I've told you this before, but like I grew up in a church, and the thought process behind it was, with a lot of with marriage and stuff like that, was this is the one God created for you, right?
I think that's possible.
I don't.
You don't think that God created one person for you? Are you saying that you're into a polygamous relationship?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, 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 no.
There goes women trying to figure shit out and assuming. You did not say any of that, and none of that came out of your
And
mouth.
all of a sudden the headlines of, oh, Darius a polygamist. Nah, I just see. Here's the thing. I I don't think that everyone is meant to be in a relationship. One,
Okay.
don't think everyone is meant to be married. Two,
Okay.
but let's say those things happen, right? If there is just one, that God created for you, there would never be such thing as divorce.
That's not true. I think that people marry and get into these serious relationships with people that they mistake as the one because they're caught up in lust or caught up in what they think they're supposed to be going after.
I feel that.
Like
Yeah.
maybe like to each its own, but maybe don't go start a family or do actions to where a family can be started with somebody that you've known less than 2 years. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
one year of knowing someone, it, even though it's a significant amount of time, it's not enough time to know that this is somebody you should be starting a family with.
Nah, I gotta see you in situations. Like we gotta actually go through stuff. I can't,
Yes.
because here's the thing about it is I only plan on doing marriage one time. That's it.
Hmm.
I will only, if I get married, it's one time.
Yeah.
And if that marriage fails, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing it again. And it's not because of the fact that, the one, I don't like, I don't want to tie my life, my work, like all that into someone that can actually walk away. I do not want to legally bind myself with someone, and it can like go sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the
and
exciting part. Like it can always go
it can
sideways.
always go sideways, but I'm saying in terms of like married, divorce, married, divorce. That's expensive, right?
Yeah, it is.
Just off rip. But I don't want to continue. I don't want to do all that. Like
Yeah.
my dad married my brother's mom, right? Mad young. Yeah, I think they were like me like young, like early 20s.
Like 15. Oh, okay.
No. They were mid, I think they were early. I think I want to say it's like 22, 23, something like that. Um, Divorced. I don't know how long they were married for, but divorced. And then he married my mom. Like he married my mom, I want to say I want to say it was around like 20, he was around like 26, she was 28,
Okay. I think
something like
that's a
that.
good age.
Yeah. So I mean they've been married for 30, what, I'm 31. So they've been married 33 years.
Okay.
To me, that's great, right? I'm not getting married just for the sake of marriage. I'm not. And I like the whole idea, like I said, like even the concept of the one uh that I grew up with in terms of church, like it was from both sides, from the media, because we grew up with those fairy tale stories, right? Get together, happily ever after.
High school
So
sweetheart, live happily ever after.
yeah, yeah, like it was that perspective, and then it was also the religious perspective, and like going into my like first, second, third relationship, this is what I was thinking. Like, oh yeah, okay, so she's the one, she's the one, she's the one. All right, you know how many
Okay, I see what you're
once?
saying. You're brainwashed into, well, maybe not say brainwashed.
No,
That's
no, no,
aggressive.
brainwash. It was brainwash.
Okay,
Yes, very
so
much so.
you were brainwashed into thinking a life goal is to seek the one, and you will not be fulfilled, and you won't be happy unless you find the one. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah, and I don't like that. I don't like, because I think we have this wrong perspective on what marriage is just based off of that. You know what I'm saying? And so you grow up with these fairy tale definitions and uh, understandings of what marriage is. I also didn't grow up seeing my parents actually like have issues, like
Hmm.
whatever issues they had, behind closed doors. They didn't let me and my sister see it.
That's
So, which one hand is great,
mhm.
right? On the other,
You think everything's supposed to be
it's
perfect
supposed to
all
be
the time.
peaceful. It's supposed to
Yeah.
be all. It's supposed to be non-combative. Like,
Mhm.
so that's the understanding of marriage that I grew up with, right? So like it wasn't until my last relationship where I started like confronting all these things because like we get into arguments, we do
Yeah.
this and other stuff, right? And I'm just like, okay,
This can't be right.
this can't keep like this is
Yeah.
not, it's obviously not this. So what is it? Then I started breaking all that stuff down, like what do I want? And I think that's a lot of things that we I think we kind of like get away from that thought process when talking about a relationship. We like getting away from like what is it that you actually want? What do you want from this whole thing? And it becomes about the other person all the time, and that's not
Mhm.
healthy. That's not
Mhm.
healthy because you're not able to actually understand what it is you actually want. And if you don't know what you want, how can you expect to have a partner that knows what you want?
And how can you expect to be happy if you don't have a goal in mind or like an
Yeah,
end result? Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. So I think it's just a lot of stuff that I think we end up having to break down. But for example, because like I know this whole thing with Will Smith and Jada, like over the last year, 2 years, like to be honest, if you want to go with the whole soulmate thing, I don't know how that goes with them, right? Like Tupac was Jada's soulmate, obviously. The whole family shaved bald.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's she that was obviously her soulmate. I don't think that she doesn't love Will. I just don't think
It just
they
wasn't
have.
her person.
No, I just don't think they have that connection. You're not going
Yeah.
to automatically have like you said, in like the connection that you have with someone may be with the person you're in a relationship with, but it also might not be.
Yeah.
It also might not be. And I think that it's something that we have to understand. Like, and even if we don't fully understand it, try to seek the knowledge about what it is for your relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
I really wish that I was more woke and understanding in what Will and Jada have because I agree. I don't think that Jada does not love Will. Like I think she has mad love for Will. I think that they've helped each other grow inside of a lot of ways, and we'll never fully know the ins and outs of their relationship because that's their relationship. We just
Mm-hmm.
have tidbits of what we see on, social media and their shows and their books and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if they have an understanding of, hey, I understand that this was a person like you loved and that time was cut short, and I'll just have to accept that. But we can have our own thing and be great friends and be great parents and build up our businesses and our careers, then like let's do that. I
Could you have done that
just
with Jude?
Huh?
Could you
I
have
was
done
just
that with
about to
Jude?
say, no, I'm sorry, you're in love with who? And you're never gonna have closure because rest in peace. But like, no, mm-mm. That's why I said I wish I was grown enough and I was woke
Yeah.
enough and I was accepting enough. But I'm just not there yet. Catch me in about 10 years, I might feel differently. Probably not, but ask me again in 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it takes a special type of person to be able to uh first be in the limelight like they
Yes.
are, right? But you're experiencing these evolutions because that's another thing we don't really think about with relationships. You evolve as a person. So
Mm-hmm.
technically you're like in a relationship with a new person like almost what every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like as you should, because you should be evolving and becoming better and growing as a person anyway.
Yeah.
But like they're doing all this in the spotlight and then having this understanding of what marriage is for them in the spotlight. I
Yeah.
could never do that. Just
Yeah.
just that off just that alone, I could never do that.
Hmm.
But my wife is in love with a ghost, bruh. Nah. I like
Keep
nah.
that to yourself, fam. Don't
That's
don't get in front of this
don't say
camera
that to,
and tell the world.
don't say that to me.
Yeah,
Forget
definitely
the
don't say
world.
it to
Don't
me
say that to me.
because I have a problem with feeling like I lost or feeling like I look stupid. So
Right.
if I feel like I look stupid, even if no one else knows, but if I myself is like, self, you're looking kind of slow out here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be at peace. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be able to sleep at night. So add millions of people on top of that. Yeah,
Right.
we just can't do this anymore. I'm so
Nah.
sorry.
Nah. It was fun while it lasted.
It was fun.
Like and I don't even know that it's fully like insecurity. I think it's more like everybody's threshold is different, and not everybody can deal with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I some people might be okay with their significant other being like close friends with like an ex.
If y'all aren't talking about a
I
check, what are y'all talking about? Why what is this?
I like
Yeah, I just can't.
nah. This because it feels disrespectful, even though like it could be with the purest of intentions,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it feels disrespectful.
Cause I just feel like anytime y'all like smiling a little too long or eyes are catching, what type of subliminal flirting is happening here? In my face at that.
And
You
then
know
let
what
me
I mean?
see this nigga. Let me see a little like glimmer in
Yeah.
his oh
I
yo
just cannot. Mm-mm.
nah. I know what my boundaries are. That's one of them. That's right outside of that. That goes
I
beyond.
like that you're talking boundaries because I've been seeing a lot of like because polygamy now is like a thing, and we are
Mm-hmm,
in a generation of not wanting to put labels and titles on things. And
mm-hmm.
I've heard somewhere or read somewhere where there was an idea of if if you love someone, it should be without boundaries. Like you shouldn't put limits on what they have access to or what they're able to do, etc. Now, do I feel like I need to constantly keep tabs and like follow my dude and tell him what he can and can't do? No.
Mm-hmm.
But common sense should tell you what is appropriate and what's not. And this idea of, oh, like he or she should be able to do whatever they want to do, but as long as they come home at night is straight, I don't agree with that.
Nah. I can now I can see. Let me play devil's advocate real quick.
Here
I
we go.
can I can nope not because polygamy for me doesn't work. I can't share. Not in that way. No.
Yeah.
I'm selfish in that way. But devil's advocate, right? I can see where it works. I can see where it works. Like, so say for example, especially like in those relationships, like thruples or whatever, like if they're actually living together,
Yeah.
if I don't feel like cooking or whatever, it's two more people. It's three people,
You
right?
have DoorDash, you have
Uh,
Uber Eats, you have Grubhub. Try again,
expensive
Marasaka.
as hell.
Try again, Marasaka.
That's expensive as hell. But
Hey, it is what it is.
so
Yeah, feeding three people is also expensive.
it is. But I can see where like it's beneficial in terms of like house chores. I can see where it's beneficial in terms of like if I don't want to go out with you somewhere, hey, you got some, hey, cool, hey, have fun. I can see like in those moments, I can see where it's beneficial.
Sounds
I
like a whole
don't,
lot of excuses and just laziness to me. I'm sorry, you don't want to wash dishes. If you don't get your ass in, like, why wash a dish? We have a dishwasher.
right. No. Look.
I'm not
I
arguing
agreed
with
with.
you. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
arguing with the metaphorical person who supports.
Because for example, like that show Sister Wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know their whole story, but I know old dude got like he's got like what 4 wives or something like that. Very been and they're all in different. They all live in different houses. I can see the benefit in the community aspect of it. I can see the benefit. Do I want that for myself? Hell no, no, no. One woman is already like a handful. I can't think like even like 2 or 3. There's no. I don't know how that's even possible. Um, but I can understand the community aspect of it. I get it. I get it. They can help
Stevie
each other.
Wonder to the bullshit, sir. I can't. I have no understanding of it. Like I just think that I think that boundaries, even like our moral code, not to say
Mhm.
that I follow the Bible like to a T, but there's just certain things set in place to like save you from yourself. Like there are supposed to be boundaries. You're not
Right.
supposed to give in to every want, every temptation you have. Like you are supposed to have some kind of self restraint at some point. You know what I'm
No, for
saying? And
sure.
if
For sure.
and I don't
But
know,
marriage
like
isn't even like a thing like in the Bible in terms of like the emphasis that we put on it now.
yeah,
It's not the same as it was in the Bible.
yeah. I don't know, maybe like culturally, if I grew up in a situation where like having multiple wives was like just kind of the thing and like you just expected to have to share, like then
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but
Yeah,
not up in here.
I, I, I look. I can't picture having multiple women at once, and I damn sure can't picture like being in a situation where there's more than one guy. Like I'm the only guy in a relationship. She's the only woman in a relationship. It's just 2 people. That's how I roll. I don't
Yeah,
knock other people. If it works for you, it works for you. I can't do the open marriage, open relationship thing.
yeah.
That's never like it's not. It's just not me. I'm a germaphobe. On top of that, like nigga, it doesn't work.
Maybe if you found 2 germaphobe
Nah,
women who sanitized and sterilized everything before every activity, you might feel differently. But I just know that for me
nah,
personally,
nah.
I'm
I
not
wouldn't.
man nutter, even if it's the bill
I would.
to take care of it. You and me.
I would. I would. I wouldn't feel better because I can't see how it's not stressful. Because I like think of like I'm thinking about it in terms of like the woman that's feeling neglected, right? Like if you're
I
in a relationship,
love.
you could already be in a relationship where a woman feels like it's just a man woman. You could already
Mm-hmm,
be in a relationship where the woman feels neglected.
mm-hmm,
So you add another person on top of that, and she
mm-hmm.
still feels like she feels neglected in like a whole other
Times two.
another. Oh my god,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
yeah.
no.
Mm.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, I am game for the some people are just not supposed to be married at all versus a polygamous thing. Like I
Yeah,
can go with just not being married, having friends and family, and just dealing with it versus oh I'm about to have multiple partners and we're gonna live this life together.
yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be 32 February. If I don't get married by the time I'm out of my 30s, I don't see that marriage is a thing for me. If I don't get married by like around that time, not to say I wouldn't have kids,
Yeah.
but I don't like I wouldn't see the purpose. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you would be Nick Cannon and Nick Cannon.
No, no, because he's got
Try
ways to
saying
make me
that
feel.
5 times. Nick
Yeah.
Cannoning it.
Nah, I think I would still be in like a relationship. I just don't know that marriage would be that thing at like at
Yeah.
that point. I'm because if it didn't happen at that point, up to that point, what am I doing it for?
And then like you say, like the construct of marriage is we've made it into this thing. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like a legally binding thing either.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm with you and we've made the decision that we're gonna do life together, then like let it just be us. You know what I mean? We don't have to sign anything so that if we do decide to split ways, if we did build a business together, we would have to handle that the way any business partner would, but it doesn't have to be like the whole shebang of what a divorce is.
Yeah, because there's more that goes into it when you do that. So I like if I'm gonna sign that marriage license, I'm looking at it like a contract.
Yeah, it is.
Like
That's exactly what it is.
and if you want me, like here's the thing. Whoever I marry, if you want me to propose that whole time, like I like you gotta show me you like you deserve the position.
And that's
As
another
well
argument.
as I have to show you. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes hand in hand.
I saw an argument where they was like, stop doing wifey duties for somebody that's not making you their wife. I feel like,
Mm.
how do you expect to get wifed up if you're not displaying qualities of like you kind of like you do kind of have to put it out there and show that you can do these things before you actually get wifed up.
Because we have to do the same thing.
Yeah,
And I,
y'all do the same thing
and
too.
and I don't hear the argument from men.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear that don't stop doing husband duties or whatever like that if she's not willing to whatever. Like I don't
Yeah,
hear the same type of argument from men. I just bottom line, I don't hear it. So like I get the mindset behind it, but at the same time, nah. I need to know who I am
getting into bed with
joining, yeah, who I'm joining my life with,
figuratively and literally.
and literally, yeah.
Yeah,
But I need to know. I need to know.
yeah.
I'm not gonna put myself in a position where I legally bind my life with someone else, and I don't know what. That's like signing a blind contract. I mean, we do it all the time because we always sign off this terms and conditions and
Um,
agreements and all that.
they have our life. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But like it does logic. It doesn't make any logical sense. So I'm good on that. So yeah, I don't know. If we might have to have another conversation about all this because I think there's more to go with. But I bottom line, the one thing.
Yeah.
Uh, I
So
think there's someone for you for sure.
for sure.
But I think that could be multiple times though.
Yeah.
For some people, not all people, but I think for some people it could be like this is because think about it. If you're evolving, right? You're not the
Mm-hmm.
same person as you were 10 years ago. There's someone that was the one for you like 10 years ago. That might not be the same person that's the one for you 10 years later. You see what I'm saying?
I think
So,
that's why like us talking about the vulnerability or just like the honest conversations, which is really what it is so important because you do have to check in periodically. Like, hey, remember a couple years ago where I said I wanted to do whoop whoop? Yeah, I kind of want to do this now.
mhm,
And the beautiful thing about being with someone who is your person is like when you come out of the difficult, like uncomfortable time of growth
mhm,
and y'all are still together after that, it's like the passion is 10 fucking fold. Like it's
see,
amazing. You just appreciate the person so much more. And it's like you're dating a new person and you still like them. I still like you. Even though you've changed and evolved and things are different, like you're still pretty dope, guy.
yeah. See that like that's I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. Um, it's just you know.
Well, your life.
We'll see how that goes because it's one of those things where like I think we just rush into things a lot of times and we kind
Mhm.
of like we're not blind to red flags but we ignore them, and when we ignore red flags, yeah, like they're there for a
Um,
reason.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason, you know. So I think taking your time and understanding who it is you're talking to, who it is you're dating, who it is you're planning on marrying, like actually breaking that down and understanding who this person
Yeah.
is a process that I think a lot of people will just kind of skip. And so that when you skip that, then you go and get into these relationships or marriages where it's just it's hell. It's hell. I don't want that kind of hell. I just I this past year has been a time where I've actually learned like who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and especially like as I've evolved over the last couple of years, understanding like what I actually want.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
I got to
important.
be honest with me, right? I have to be honest about who I am. I have to be honest about what it is I want, what I don't
Mm-hmm.
want, what my boundaries are. You know, like you have to be honest with yourself with that. Honest, to be to me, I think you have to be honest with that before going into a relationship.
100%. And holding yourself as well as your partner accountable for,
Right.
okay, I have expressed and I understand that this is what I need. And if this person is not stepping up to fulfill those things,
Mm-hmm.
then as much as it may hurt, we gonna have to do something here, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. We'll just go
And I
separate
personally
ways.
I don't believe in breaks, but you know,
Nah,
if we
nah.
break, it's a breakup.
It's a breakup.
We
Yeah, that's see, that's
just
a
not
whole
gonna
other
be
conversation.
together.
Yeah, because I don't know about that whole. I I don't see how people do that because it's almost like a license to do whatever you want while having this
Mm-hmm.
person in the wing.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, bruh.
Yeah.
You want to go
Full
do
on.
what you want to go do. Go do what you want to do. Just don't expect me to sit here and twiddle my thumbs while you go out and do whatever the hell it is you're trying to do.
Listen. That's a fact. All right. So, Cliff Notes,
Yes.
vulnerability actually means honesty with both
Yes.
yourself and your partner and holding each other accountable for what you express in that moment of honesty.
Mm-hmm.
The one and the soulmate are not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have multiple soulmates.
Yes.
Are we on the same page?
I believe we are.
We honestly, more times than none, like we see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Yeah, we usually
it's,
do.
it's like different perspectives, but all comes down to the same, like, yeah,
Yeah.
we just
Yeah.
argue it differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only thing we really disagreed was that Lawrence.
Still disagree, but that's another conversation for another day. I
Yo.
started watching Harlem on Amazon Prime. It's really good. It's with
Yes.
Megan Good and Boo Boo Kitty from Empire and two other really dope actresses. I need to look up names before I talk about them. But there is a scene where Megan Good's ex from 2 years ago comes back in town. She actually broke up with him because I guess he needed to go to school or start something, and it was like going to be long distance. He comes back after 2 years, and she gets caught up in thinking about their past, and she like leans in for a kiss and finds out that he's engaged. Oh, stamp
See.
spoiler alert.
Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't watched it either, but it's fine. I'll check it out later.
yeah. Sorry. Well, I mean, you could probably put two
Yeah.
together because I
Yeah.
called it. I was like, he is probably engaged. Hey, I'm engaged. I knew it. But that just kind of goes to your point of, okay, like if we're ending things, please don't expect me to just put my life on hold because you felt like you couldn't handle this right now.
That's so we need to that might need to be the next conversation.
And on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Because that's something where like the assumption that things are just going to be where you left off,
Mm-hmm.
like
Oh, I could speak on that next episode of Venus and Mars.
certain level of entitlement, bro.
Tiara on my head, please.
So I like that. I like that. We might. I'll have to check that out so I can have an actual conversation with you on that,
Yeah,
and then we can
it's a really
break
good
down.
show.
We can break down Insecure too. Because did you finish it yet?
No, because I don't want to cry.
Okay.
I'm not ready to say goodbye yet.
Yeah. Say goodbye.
I'm not ready to say
How about you watch it and then we'll
goodbye.
go. We'll because we probably need to have a part 2 conversation of what we were talking about with Insecure.
Okay.
The last
Let's
episode.
do it.
I think that was the last
I
episode.
did see where they were at the going away party, and then Lawrence like professes his love to Issa and was like, I am not happy if it's not with you, and then him and Nathan get into it. I was like, the passion. But
We
I
need to
wouldn't
talk.
pick Lawrence. I know I wouldn't pick Lawrence, but we could talk about that later.
We definitely need to talk about that. All right, but yeah, go ahead and give everybody your socials.
All right. At Nina Soul, NIINASOL on Instagram. Link in bio. Hate that. Link in bio to everything else. Of course, like and subscribe and comment on our Venus and Mars videos. We have a solid five, five or
6
six.
maybe. Yeah,
Six.
somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
like
get
it.
up. We get to that double digit though.
I'm
Watch out.
popping bottles when it's double digits.
Might be next summer, but we'll get there.
We're gonna get it together.
We'll get there. Yeah, check me out, Derrick _ OTS, DERRICK, the black way to spell it. But if you're gonna choose one or the other, go ahead and follow the brand. Don't follow me at OTS Media Co. All social media platforms, otsmediaco.com. Check out all the articles we have on there. I was supposed to be updating that site before the new year. That obviously has not happened yet. So I will try to get to that in the next couple of
Delayed
weeks.
but not denied, people.
I've been busy. But I'll get it done. But yeah, please check out all the shows we have going on. But please comment, rate, review Venus and Mars. We will be hopefully doing these a little more often.
Yes.
Maybe once a month type of thing, something like that. We'll see how it goes. But we got a lot of different topics, and like what y'all don't understand is that between these episodes,
So much is said.
it's like if you said if we had just screen recorded our conversations, like y'all would love it. It's this every time.
Here's what I say. Here's what I propose.
Okay.
Before we record any of our shows, shout out to Plugged In, shout out to Past the Ox. Immediately hit record, right? And then at the end of the month, we have a compilation of just a whole bunch of our little clips.
Yeah.
Will it be random? Yes.
Oh, it's
Will it
always
be
random.
fun? Of course. But it's content nonetheless.
Content nonetheless, and you should love it.
Yes.
Yeah, but this is the last of this year, last episode of this year. So we will catch you guys next year. And thank you for watching and or listening. See y'all next time.
Bye.